Good afternoon everyone and welcome to another episode of Louis' Garage. What are we doing on the 147 GTA? I feel like I've been doing a lot of work on the 147 GTA lately, but it's all been really worthwhile, it's all been really good, and it's preparing the car for the future. So one issue that I've always had with the car is the sound quality. The stereo I've upgraded, the radio, that's all fine, but the stock speakers are absolutely rubbish. And not only are they rubbish, if you have a look at the speaker that I've removed already, look at that. You see that? They also completely disintegrate. Because I think they are made out of paper or cardboard originally. So that's not particularly good, is it? So what I've done is I've done a whole bunch of research online because it's actually really challenging to upgrade speakers and make sure everything fits and get all the connectors and everything right. And from my research, what I found is these speakers, the Pioneer TS G160C-2, a bit of a mouthful. And these are component speakers. So we've got the main speaker here and then the tweeters on the side of the door as well, and that fits really well with the 147 GTA because it's also got speakers and tweeters from factory. So that's the good news, that everything is good there, and I believe these are the right size and all that sort of stuff as well, so that's all good. But you also need to buy some spacers to go with these because you can't just fit these directly onto the door. They're a little bit too deep, too thick. So you need to have spacers that adapt the side here, the little ring around the speaker, to the door. So I've been able to find a whole bunch of spacers like this. Links are in the description below for everything that I've bought. So these spacers can fit the speakers and then adapt to the doors. What I don't need are these covers anymore. I don't need those, so don't need that. The other really important thing is the kit also comes with not only the spacers but these little connectors, because these are connectors that connect to the factory loom, and that's important because that means that you can actually unplug the speakers, you can unplug the tweeters whenever you want. So you don't just solder everything and then everything is in place, because sometimes you do need to remove these connectors when you're working on your car, when you're when you open up the door card, etc, etc. So it's really important to do this as well. Now the good news is with the speakers, the connectors actually fit perfectly. So you can see back here we've got the positive and the negative, and they fit exactly, right? No modifications necessary. So here's what it looks like with the spacer installed. So you can see that spacer, and then this is going to go into the door, right there, all the four holes there. Now the tweeter, unfortunately, is a little bit more difficult, and George has been a little bit too efficient. He's already done this one. But yeah, basically we had to find the positive and the negative wires on the tweeter and crimp some connectors. The negative connector actually works straight out of the box, but the positive connector you have to crimp because the adapters here, the plugs here, did not have the right plug for the tweeters. So that is one thing that you might have to do if you're buying this kit. But yeah, let's show you everything else that we need to do to get this up and running. Sweet. Alright, so yeah, as you can see, it's pretty bad. I've tried to repair it once already, but it's just blown up again. So we're going to take this off. It's just 4 Phillips screws and that connector there. So basically, just going to line this up. Yeah, it's pretty simple. Shouldn't be on too tight. Yeah, and then just do that for all 4 screws and disconnect the speaker. Right, so the other thing that we have to do after we take off the main speaker, this is what it looks like, is take off the tweeter. So that's pretty easy. You just got to push this tab forward and rotate it and it should come out. The only problem here is that the new tweeter doesn't really fit in the same spot, in the same retention system. So I think we do have to modify this little bracket here, just behind here, to fit the new tweeter, but I'll show you how to do that as well. Alright, sweet. So once you push this tab out a little bit, you can then rotate the tweeter off. So just do that, and there you have the little hole that you'll need to adapt. Because the new tweeter is actually a bit bigger, so we're going to have to cut away some of this outside housing, just so that we can fit the new tweeter in. Okay, sweet. So George is now going to demonstrate how this does not fit. So here's the new tweeter, here's the housing for the old tweeter, and it just doesn't fit. So what we do is we're going to have to cut away this whole entire outside area. Yep, so that whole entire outside area you just cut away, and then once you get that out of the way, we can use the Dremel and remove some more material if we need, and it should hopefully fit with a little bit of a modification. Alright everyone, so we've got the tweeter in place. As you can see, we've done some dremeling and also some JB welding just to hold that tweeter in place, and now everything looks pretty good, fits pretty well, and it looks pretty stealthy. You can't really tell that it's been upgraded. A very OEM look, which is what we're going for. So that's what it looks like on the outside. It's really hard to actually get it flat, the two double lines on the Pioneer speaker. I don't even know why they put the double lines in there. It's very annoying actually. But anyway, we've got it in there, and yeah, now we just need to put all of this back together and put the door card back on. Great. Alright everyone, so we're just putting the speakers in and putting the door card back on. Make sure you connect both the speaker and the tweeter before you put the door card back in, and then yeah, we're just going to put it all back together and then give it a test. Very close to finishing this off. Alright everyone, so we're back in the 147 GTA after we fitted the new Pioneer speakers and tweeters. There's the one tweeter over there, and the speaker is behind the cover there, and then obviously I've done this other side as well. So now we're going to give it a test, and you can listen and see for yourself what it's like. I've only changed front speakers so far, so I will need to do the rear speakers sometime. That's going to be a separate video. Right, let's get some royalty-free music going. Yeah, it definitely sounds way better after that. I'm still getting a little bit of static sometimes and a little bit of the speakers cutting out a little bit. So I think maybe it's behind the head unit, because I've already checked all the wiring and everything on the speakers and they seem fine. So I might have to just pull the head unit out again and just kind of wiggle around the wires and make sure everything's connected. But yeah, the speakers are now way better. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, it's sounding really good out of my Clarion head unit. So the next job is going to be doing the same in the rear. Now I believe that's going to be a little bit more difficult, just due to the fact that there's not much space back there, and also this car is obviously 3 doors, so that's going to be a little bit of a challenge. But yeah, stay tuned and we will be upgrading the rest of the speakers on the 147 GTA.